10 countries where you'll feel the safest in 2025. Here's a stat that might surprise you. According to the Global Peace Index, over 70% of people worldwide feel less safe today than they did 5 years ago. From climate disasters to geopolitical unrest and rising crime rates in major cities, many of us are asking one crucial question: where can I just breathe easy? In a world that feels more unpredictable by the day, safety has become the new luxury. That's why today we're exploring 10 countries where you can actually feel secure. Whether you're planning your next trip, looking to relocate, or just dreaming of a calmer place, these destinations lead the world in safety, stability, and peace of mind. So let's dive into the calm, the quiet, and the comfortably safe. Iceland. If there were an Olympic event for peaceful living, Iceland would take the gold. Again. Consistently ranked number 1 on the Global Peace Index, Iceland has no standing army, an incredibly low crime rate, and a social trust level that feels like something out of a fairy tale. Imagine leaving your car running outside a cafe and coming back to find it still there, keys and all. That's not just possible in Iceland, it's kind of expected. The country's small population, strong community ties, and robust welfare system play a huge role in keeping crime at bay. Even nature feels safer here. Yes, there are volcanoes and ice storms, but they're so well monitored and prepared for that they barely rattle locals. If you're thinking of moving or traveling here, just remember, Iceland's remote charm comes with high living costs and long, dark winters. But if you're cool with that, pun fully intended, it's basically safety paradise. Singapore. Singapore isn't just clean, it's clinical. This is a country where chewing gum is restricted, jaywalking is practically taboo, and you can leave your phone on a restaurant table without flinching. With one of the lowest crime rates in the world and a government that takes law enforcement seriously, Singapore has built its reputation on order and efficiency. Sure, some critics argue it's a bit too strict. Fines for littering, mandatory death penalties for serious drug offenses, but the trade-off is a city-state where safety is nearly guaranteed. Even solo travelers feel comfortable walking alone at night, and parents here worry more about screen time than street crime. If you're heading to Singapore, pack your manners, follow the rules, and enjoy one of the safest urban environments on Earth. Switzerland. Switzerland is the international symbol of neutrality, but it's also a masterclass in safety and stability. Not only does it have a famously high standard of living, but its crime rates are low, and its infrastructure is practically flawless. You're more likely to trip over a luxury watch store than run into any danger. The Swiss take preparedness seriously. Every household is expected to know emergency protocols, and their disaster readiness systems are considered among the best globally. The country's commitment to privacy and civic freedom also contributes to a deep sense of security among residents. Of course, nothing's perfect. Petty crime can happen in major cities like Zurich or Geneva, and prices here are, well, let's say your wallet might feel a little unsafe. But your peace of mind? Rock solid. In Japan, walking through Tokyo at midnight feels safer than walking through most cities at noon. Japan's culture of respect, strict gun laws, and efficient policing combine to make it one of the safest countries in the world. Violent crime is incredibly rare, and even petty theft is uncommon. There's a well-known practice of turning in lost wallets and phones with the cash still inside. Yes, really, Japan does face challenges. Natural disasters like earthquakes and typhoons can be intense, but the country is extraordinarily prepared with early warning systems and meticulous emergency protocols. If you're planning a visit or even considering living here, you'll quickly notice how structured and respectful daily life is. Finland. Finland doesn't just rank high in safety, it's also the world's happiest country, and that's no coincidence. When people feel secure in their daily lives, happiness tends to follow. Finland enjoys incredibly low crime rates, a transparent government, and a strong social support network. It's the kind of place where kids walk themselves to school, even in the snow, and neighbors actually talk to each other. Corruption is virtually non-existent, and trust in the police and justice system is sky-high. Nature lovers also love Finland for its serene forests, clean lakes, and stunning northern lights, without worrying about running into danger. Of course, the winters can be brutal, and the language is, let's just say, it's not beginner-friendly. Canada isn't just America's friendly neighbor, it's also one of the safest and most welcoming countries on Earth. With a reputation for politeness that borders on cliché, Canadians enjoy a high quality of life, low violent crime rates, and a strong social welfare system. Even its biggest cities, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, manage to stay relatively calm and secure compared to their global counterparts. The country's emphasis on multiculturalism and inclusivity adds another layer of comfort, especially for immigrants and travelers. Of course, Canada's vast wilderness means safety can depend on where you are. Norway! Norway is where Viking history meets modern-day harmony. This Scandinavian gem combines breathtaking fjords, world-class healthcare, and an egalitarian society that prioritizes well-being and safety. Crime is rare and usually non-violent, the judicial system focuses on rehabilitation, and the social services are so good you might feel like you're living in a sci-fi utopia. Even the prisons here look more like college dorms than anything else. Norway also ranks among the top countries for gender equality and human rights, which contributes to an overall feeling of trust and security in society. If you're thinking of relocating, be warned, the cost of living is high and the winters can be long. New Zealand is basically a real-life postcard with sheep. But beyond its stunning landscapes and adventurous spirit, it's also one of the safest places to live or visit. The crime rate is low, and violent incidents are rare, especially in smaller towns and rural areas. Kiwis pride themselves on their friendliness and hospitality, and the government ranks high in transparency and low in corruption. What makes New Zealand stand out is how it combines safety with lifestyle. Yes, you can skydive, hike volcanic mountains, and surf epic waves all in 1 week and still feel completely secure doing it. Denmark isn't just the land of Lego and long cozy winters. It's also a pioneer in safety and social equality. The Danish model of government puts a strong emphasis on welfare, education, and healthcare, creating a stable society where people genuinely feel protected. Crime rates are impressively low, and even in Copenhagen, which is Denmark's busiest city, violent crime is almost unheard of. The culture here promotes trust, not just in government institutions, but in each other. That's why it's not unusual to see baby strollers parked outside cafes while parents sip their lattes inside. Austria is where old world charm meets modern day security. With its fairy tale cities, pristine countryside, and efficient public services, Austria offers not just safety, but comfort. Violent crime is rare, and the police force is well trained and widely trusted. Public transport is not only reliable, but also considered one of the safest in Europe. Austria's central location in Europe also makes it a strategic base for travelers, without the instability that sometimes comes with border proximity. The government places a strong emphasis on social cohesion, healthcare, and education, all pillars that support a peaceful society. If this list gave you a bit of hope or a few new bucket list ideas, hit that like button to let us know, subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating places, and don't forget to leave a comment telling us where you feel safest or where you wish you could go next. Stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.